An amazing place, the Edwin B. Forsythe National Wildlife Refuge, a special place in New Jersey where wildlife stays safe and sound, like a giant park of nature, making it over 48,000 acres, which is about 48 football fields. But this refuge is extremely important because it is a stop on the big highway, quote unquote, for birds called the Atlantic Freeway. Now, lots and lots of birds stop here when they fly south for the winter or north for the summer. Because so many birds come here, it is a great spot for people who love bird watching. The refuge has many different places for animals to live. It has it all. It has big wet areas called wetlands. It also has some ponds, some freshwater ponds, and grassy fields and woods. Then trails that you can go on. We're going to talk all about the trails that they have and all the different spots to help you find these animals and wildlife throughout your trip. Before you get there, make sure you pay the entrance fee here at this facility. It's only $4 for vehicles and $2 for spectators or anyone on a bicycle. Or if you have a federal pass, then you can get on that way. Now, this place was established in 1984 when the refuge was formed, combining two older refuges, the Brigantine, that was established in 1937, and the Barnegat, which was established in 1967. But the most interesting part, before that, this used to be a railroad system. The train line was called the Brigantine Beach Railroad, taking people from the mainland, Pomona, all the ways to Brigantine Beach, which used this road here that you're seeing. 89, it was officially completed, but it didn't make much money with revenues only bringing in just 7,000 and expenses being right around 14,000. And then a storm, 1903, came through and it was never built again. These observation towers that give you a good bird's eye view of the actual track that ran through. It's almost hard to believe that this took place here if you grew up in this area or you're just visiting and you came here a few times, that there used to be a railroad system that cut right through this area.
There's a total of 2 towers you can walk up, and I recommend almost hitting both of them.
The Brigantine National Wildlife Refuge and the Barnegat National Wildlife Refuge, when they were combined in 1984, they were renamed in honor of a Congressman, Edwin B. Forsythe. He was a dedicated conservative from New Jersey who served on the U.S. House of Representatives from 1970 until his passing in 1984 when it was named and put in his honor. And he was also a strong supporter of the National Wildlife Refuge system, and he played an important part in lawmaking for certain acts that took place during his time in Congress, such as the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972 and the Fishery Conservative and Management Act of 1967. Now, beyond the merging of these refuge for namesakes, there's some significant history that sits there. You got to get a bird's eye view to actually see it for your own eyes. You can see Brigantine, you can see Atlantic City. It's probably one of the nicest views in Atlantic County. I could argue with most people that I think this is one of the nicest views of Atlantic County. You get to see so much, and also the wildlife. It's really a special place to visit if you haven't visited just yet. Now, the 8-mile track that you're seeing right now is doable. It's not really walkable, but it's more doable with a bike, and I'm doing it with a bike right now. I will say they got green heads, and anyone in the comment section probably is going to mention that already. The green heads are pretty rough if the wind doesn't play a big factor, but the wind always plays a factor here, and sometimes it makes it a lot harder to go in certain directions when you are bike riding. But it is a total of 8 miles to go through this track. I recommend doing it. It's a nice drive. When it gets busy, you don't really want to be bike riding it, but on certain days of the week when no one's out there, it is a wonderful place just to get lost in bike ride and enjoy yourself between the birds and nature and the history that sits there. And that's why I wanted to really highlight this spot. More than anything, it's near a couple golf courses. That doesn't really hurt. So if you're traveling to Atlantic City and you want to see some railroad history, but you also want to learn about birds, and it has everything here. There's events. We could do so much just with what the U.S. Wildlife Refuge has to offer. There's also multiple trails. Off the top of my head, I know that there's at least 2 trails. One's a short one when you first get in there on the right-hand side. Actually, three trails. So you have one on the left-hand side when you first get in with the parking, one when you go a little bit further on the right-hand side, and then there's the Jens Trail, which is a beautiful loop right here that you're going to see. You're going to take these trips and you're going to walk through the trails. Wear long pants in the summer because the ticks are no joke. And also, just be prepared to have ticks and bugs on you. This is right off of the wetlands. So, unless you're on a bike and you're cruising, that's just a pro tip. It could be not the most enjoyable walk unless it's windy. That's another big factor. But this is a great place to visit and learn about its history. And I'm not even doing it justice. Hopefully, someone in the comment section could drop a little bit more history and turn this into a Reddit type feel. That's going to do it for our quick video in the history of the bird refuge.